Hi, I'm Mar. I'm the new peer support employee. I work here at SDI. I'm a junior in film and TV, and today I'm here with Savannah.
Hi, my name is Sivana. I'm a second year here at Columbia, and this is my um, first year with SDI as a peer mentor.
So let's just hop right in. Today's topic is going to just be about growing pains that we experience. You go with your questions first. I
Okay,
kind of want to. I
awesome.
love your questions.
So, my first question is, what are growing pains to you?
I think it's like that hardship of growing and like
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, kind of being an out of state student and just kind of really doing this by myself,
Yeah.
it's allowing me to like truly grow independently, and
Yeah.
that can just be a little hard to realize and like to come to terms with.
Yeah.
Um, but we're doing it.
No, I totally agree. I'm also an out of state student, so moving up here to a new city I've never been to before, and just, learning how to be independent and make your own schedule for yourself and be responsible for yourself. Yeah, it was definitely something I had to learn
Yeah.
really quickly. But honestly, I enjoyed every second of that learning experience.
Yeah. And just like with that, like, what specific challenges have you like experienced that like has allowed you to grow?
Oh, so much. But I remember moving into my first dorm, and I had three other roommates, and it's definitely an experience. I mean, I've never had. Um, just random roommates. I mean, these are strangers, like never met.
Strangers.
The most we've spoken about is
Mm-hmm.
through text and
Yeah.
like, who's bringing what.
Yeah.
But, these are like complete strangers, and,
Yeah.
everyone comes from a different background. And so having to, one, learn how to be independent and learn how to
Set your boundaries.
set boundaries, and also learn how to navigate new people,
Yeah.
and get on the same page together. Because I mean, some people grow up where like, oh, they don't do the dishes till like the end of the week, and me specifically, I get overwhelmed with like dishes in the sink. And so just navigating that, I mean, it was definitely a learning experience, but I feel like I was very lucky to have people who were willing to have that open discussion and work together to improve the way we were living. So,
Yeah, I know personally for me, like, the hard part was the setting the boundaries, especially because I didn't really know what all my boundaries were.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm just like, oh, I don't really like this, but why am I upset about this?
Right.
Was one of like the hardest things that I had to like reflect on, especially because people won't know how you feel unless you say something.
Right.
So I'm like,
Right.
I have a problem with this, and now I'm acting this way because they should obviously know why I'm upset.
Right.
But in reality, it's not like that, and like you're
Right.
dealing with different people who have just different ways of doing things. I won't say it's all wrong, but it's just different ways,
Yeah.
and you have to kind of like learn how to handle that and maneuver that, because it's like, even my roommates now, we're like the closest friends ever, and it's just like they do their little things, and I'm just like, this is just them, like, and I can't control everyone.
Right. Right.
So it's like I gotta learn how to like let things be and only do like what I can control, which that has been I'm still working on, but
No, heard 100%. Speaking of that, like, what kind of growing pains have you gone through, and how did it change you, either for the better or the worse?
I'm still feeling them growing pains.
Heard.
I'm in my 20s now, like, which is just felt crazy to me, but like I truly feel that frontal lobe like solidifying.
No, literally.
And I say, like, personally, like, what I can and can't control, I think is what I'm still like working on. Because it's just, you can put so much time and energy into things that just don't matter or are out of your control, and it's like you can be putting that towards something else, or
100%.
just setting that boundary if it is just like this small thing. Like, been learning how to like process my emotions truly, and like taking time to really think about it, and just be like, hey, am I okay with this, or is this something I'm just gonna forget in like 5 minutes because I'm just mad right now?
Right.
I wouldn't say there's like no one instance, but it's just been all instances that like combine together that makes me like, this is how I'm gonna handle situations from now on. This is the way I'm gonna go about them.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
No, I think I have the same experience. Again, speaking back from last year when I was a freshman, my roommates are now like, well, my past roommates are now like my closest friends.
Okay.
They honestly helped me through so much and are a big part of my growth while I've been here. Back home, you know, being raised in a household with a single parent, it's very stressful. And so sometimes, you know, as a kid, you can't really express how you're feeling a lot without feeling like you may get shamed for it or, you know, punished for it.
Yeah.
So, you know, coming here and having to verbally express myself was very hard. So I sympathize with you 100%. But
finding our voices.
yes,
you know?
finding our voices.
Finding your voices.
Honestly, that's the hardest part. That's been the hardest growing pain for me. Because I am someone who like internally battles with that, because I'm like, oh, is this something that I should be mad at?
Yeah.
Like, I know it bothers me, but is it that serious?
Yeah.
And this and that, and you
and
know,
kind of like that diminishing of your own feelings.
right?
Like, if this is bothering me, then I should
say
allow myself.
something.
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, I love them so much. Like, no matter what it was, they made me feel comfortable speaking my truth. And, you know, even if it was something that was so small, they were just gonna sit there and be like, okay, I know you're mad about this, but you had a long day. Do you want to talk about your long day?
Yeah.
And then it turns into, oh, I just had a long day, and this little thing just set me off because of how stressful how stressful the day has been. So I agree 100%.
Yes.
I love that.
And what you just kind of saying, Matt, like, what support have you like been experiencing, or like who's been like your support during like, you know, this transition?
Yeah. Oh, I love that question. I love that so much. Again, I'm gonna go back to these girls. 100%. They've been such a big part of my growth here. But also my brothers back home. They have always been my number one supporters since I was little. I'm the baby, and I'm the only girl. So
they're holding on to you. Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%. But no, they've really helped just being there, and you know, they help me navigate the conversations that I think are very tough. I go back to them for like, you know, support, like, hey, how should I handle this? I'm upset right now, so I don't want to have a conversation because I don't want to say anything that I may regret, or, you know, just out of pocket. And they're there just to support me and be like, hey, okay, maybe we should just take some time, remove yourself, you know, write in your journal.
Yeah, love journaling.
Oh,
love
journaling. Best friend. Yes. I love my journal.
Yes.
Miss Girl helps me through it. Period. No, literally. But yeah, and so back home, they're my number one supporters. And then here, it's definitely been my friends, and my best friend especially. She allows me to be so vulnerable, and that's something I've struggled with my entire life, is being vulnerable. And her just being there and, you know, just saying, hey, I'm here to listen, and here to support you however you need, and just being there has helped me so much, because normally I'm not used to being the one who talks. I'm usually the one who listens, and so she's taught me
Love
to
you that space.
yes, she's given me that space, and
That's
I've
beautiful.
I've gotten so comfortable, and I'm not a physical touch person, but now I just enjoy giving her hugs because she makes me feel so safe and so comfortable.
I love that.
Yeah.
I briefly wanted to jump in to invite you to fill out our listener survey. Our first year was made by and for students to address topics that students see as potential barriers, concerns, or intentional joyous moments to get from our first year to graduation. Go to bit.ly/OFY feedback. That's bit.ly/OFY FEED to fill out the survey. As a thank you, you will be entered into a raffle every semester. Thank you, and now back to the episode.
I know, like, for me, the first time I even heard of the term was, like, growing pains was, like, from my grandma. And, because I remember I was, like, at the gym, and I was, like, Grandma, like, I'm just so tired, like, I'm not making enough money, like, I need more money, I'm, like, tired of school, like, college was way harder than I expected.
Right.
Especially, like, my first few years.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, those are growing pains. And I was like, you know, what are kind of growing pains? And she explained, like, you know, growing up,
Yeah.
it has its pains with it. And I think just knowing that's what I was experiencing made it better. It felt like, I feel like I needed to just really listen to what my family had to say.
Yeah.
Because now I'm in my 20s, and I'm, like, calling my auntie, I'm calling my grandma, I'm like, so when you were 20, like, does this sound like a good idea, or, like, am I being too ambitious? And I'm just really trying to listen to them, because, you know, they've been 20 before.
Yeah.
And they, of course, don't want me to make, like, the same mistakes they did,
Mm-hmm.
in a sense. And I don't know, that just made me feel so much closer to them.
Yeah.
And, like, I literally called them about, like, every little thing.
I love
And I'm, like, the
that.
only family member that, like, moved away for college because I'm a first gen.
Me too.
So, yeah.
Me too. Period.
So it's, like, they're always missing me, so it always feels good when I do call them, and they're like, oh, you need our help? And I'm like, yeah, I do.
Aw,
And I love,
that.
you know, my friends and my roommates, like, this literally has been, like, one of the best years with them. They're just so loving and so, like, understanding, and, like, they accept my flaws.
Yeah.
And that's been really hard to, like, allow, because I feel like I'm always
Yeah.
trying to check myself about my flaws.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, they always hold me accountable, but, like, allowing me that space, you know?
Yeah.
Allowing me that
Yeah.
space to just be me. And
That's so important.
yeah.
I love that, because I think part of good friendships and, you know, going through these growing pains, a big, like, part is to have those people that love you so much enough to check you.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, this is coming out of a place of kindness and love and respect for you.
Yup.
Maybe let's not.
Yes.
And you know what? I love it, because normally I would take offense to that. And I've had to learn to be like, hey, no, this is genuinely coming out of a place of love
Yeah.
and respect. And
It's so beautiful.
it's so beautiful, because to know that you have friends who aren't just gonna drop you because of this
Yes.
situation. They're like
I actually
wanting
want to talk it out.
yes,
Understand.
and understand
and
your
move
point
forward.
of view. And yes, I think that's so
Yeah.
important and so beautiful.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would say the greatest part of growing pains is, you know, to reflect.
The reflection.
The reflection is so
I
important.
love the reflection.
Like, just these 2 years
Yeah.
have changed me more than the 20 years I've been
Yes.
alive.
Yes.
Which is insane.
I'm, like, reflecting every day, but I find the reflection just to be so beautiful. Like, I feel so much more in tune with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, lately, at least through my experience, you know, I kind of got my God, but I kind of experienced people not wanting me to be so nice growing up, as it was, always seen as like this mode of weakness in a sense.
Yes.
And, it was really hard trying to like challenge that and like combat that in that own way. Cause I'm like, am I being too lenient? Am I being too nice? Like, am I allowing more things to what I should?
Yeah.
But now that I'm 20, I'm just like, if I want to be nice to this person, I'm gonna be nice to this person.
Right.
If I want to make up with this person, I'll make up with this person. Like,
right.
Coming to that realization, like, it's all me, like, the way I want to live my life. Like,
right.
No one can tell me how nice I can be. Like, no one can tell me how forgiving I can be or whatever it is. Because this is how you view it, but this is how I view it. Like,
that part. Oh my gosh, yes. I 100% agree. I just had a discussion with one of my friends, actually, about that. Yeah. And it's like, people are so defensive nowadays, and we've really lost that, like, that humanity connection of just being nice.
Being nice.
Because, honestly...
Being nice is free.
Yes, being nice is free. Being nice is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter, like, if you vibe with the person, just being
be nice.
a genuine human being. Because you don't know what, like, your attitude could, bring to someone's day. Like, being nice could just brighten up that person's day.
You can meet amazing people. I've literally met, like, amazing people just being, like, nice, honestly.
Yeah.
I remember there was this one girl that I helped bring all her equipment back to 1104 because I've been there. I was like, I remember her having to like lug everything. It's all so heavy.
Yes.
And I was like, I'll help you. They were like, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, bro, like, it's windy out.
Right.
I see you. Like, you're holding all three things. Like, it's fine. And now, like, me and her kind of talk to this day. Like,
I
it's
love
so
that.
nice. Yeah.
Yes. I think that was a big part of growing for me, is accepting help.
Yeah.
God, that is so hard. No one talks about that. It is so hard. We've just, for so long, we've been trying to, do things on our own. And coming here, it's like meeting genuine people who actually want to help you and want to see you grow and succeed. It's such a switch up from like past experience. And it's like normally, in high school and middle school, it's you who, has to be responsible for your grades, studying, cleaning your room, you're going through something, sometimes you don't feel comfortable going to your parents about it because you don't know how they're going to react. And
that's fair.
Coming here, it's like, no, you have friends who want to support you, who want to hear about your bad days and your good days, and who want to help you study till 3 a.m. for that final exam the next day. Like, that is love right there.
Yes. I literally have friends that be like, you got a final due.
Right.
Yep.
You can check me, please.
Yep.
Check
Let me get in that room.
Right. I think it's so awesome.
Yes.
So I love that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Going off of that, like, how are you feeling? Like, are you proud of these changes that have come with the growing pains?
Yeah. I feel like I'm still only growing, but, like, as you get older, the pains just, like, that diminish. It gets a little easier, I will be honest. Mm-hmm. And I'm just, like, guess it's a little hard right now, but I'm only 20.
Yes.
I'm only 20.
You're only 20.
Like, 10 years from now, I could be a completely different person, like...
Right.
I like that feeling of uncertainty in a sense, because it allows space for just like anything.
I love that view. Yes, I 100% agree. I'm a big person of like remembering the past, but not allowing it to diminish how far you've come. I think a lot of people like to focus on the past and like beat themselves up about the past, and it's like, no, I view the past as like, hey, look, this happened, we're in the present, we can't go back to change it, there's nothing we can do. All we can do is take that and make it into something better. Learn from the mistakes you made. Learn. Make a game plan of, hey, I didn't like this. How am I going to change it so that next time it's better? And move forward.
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's so great.
Yes. Especially just like that part of like, holding yourself accountable too. It's
Yes.
like, hey, I didn't like how I handled this situation. And just going from that too, like, next time I'm not going to handle it this way. Like,
Right.
maybe I'll take an extra couple minutes to just calm myself down or
Yeah.
reflect or, you know, whatever it may be. But
Mhm.
just kind of like go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. And honestly, 2 years ago, Savannah, she would have never done that. She would have never
Yeah.
done that. And I'm very proud of how far I've come with just that in
You
general.
should be.
Yeah, I'm so proud because normally I would be one of the people who looks back on my past and I'm dwelling
I
on
know.
it. And it's like, no, babe, you can't change
You're doing
it.
just fine.
You know what you can control though? You can control moving forward and what you're gonna do in the future.
Yes.
And that's what we need to focus on. Not the past.
Not the past.
Yeah.
And just with that, like, in what ways do you believe like your growing pains have like shaped you? Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh. In the moment, the growing pains were crazy and very difficult and honestly felt so hard to navigate.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad I went through them. They've definitely been such a great part of who I am today. And I just think that having the community that I found here, my found family, I think that's so important and a big reason why I have come so far. Just like we've been talking about, just having that support and, you know, comfort people to just be who you are. And feeling accepted by them. I mean, like, during these growing pains, I've learned so much about myself that I didn't know. And it's crazy that you can be you for 20 years and not know anything about yourself. And in these 2 years, I've learned so much about myself, and I think that's so beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I love it so much. I would have never felt this way in the past if it weren't for the people that have been in my life and have come into my life. So I'm just very grateful. I love life. I look at life in a whole new perspective, and honestly, I love it. And I'm so ready for the next growing pains that come because I feel like experiencing the past ones have just made me better. And
it gets easier.
Yes, and learn how to navigate those and what it looks like. So yeah,
I love that. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
I completely relate. You know, it just like, I just keep finding out that it just gets easier.
Yeah.
Like, the pains get smaller. Like, the issues that you deal with, they're gonna go away.
Yeah.
They're gonna change. It's not gonna be the way you probably planned, but
Right.
I think having an open mind and just allowing yourself to be where the world, the whatever you want to place it, like, meant for you to be.
Yeah.
You know, I think trying too hard to like control every factor in your story will only drive you insane.
I agree.
And sometimes you just gotta like trust yourself.
Yes.
Trust that you can do it. Trust that you will be
Yes.
fine.
Yeah.
Trust that you got it, because you know I've seen so many people grow and I see so many people's path change, and I'm like, you're fine. Like,
Yeah.
this is where your path is meant to be, and
Agreed.
you're doing fine.
Agreed.
And I think that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I 100% agree that whatever you're going through is where you're meant to be, and you're only gonna get better because of it. And a big thing is remembering that the pain is temporary, and once you're over that, it's only better. It's only better. You go through the trenches so that you can reap the rewards.
And your friends are always waiting for you at the
Period.
end. Like...
Yes, they are. Yes. Yes.
But that was a good little chat.
Yes, I loved
that.
it so much. Thank you for
Loved so
talking with
much.
me.
Again, this is the Peer Support First Generation podcast. Yeah, thanks for listening.